The foster dad is back and everyone is strapped. All that in episode 4 of Star.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, hey, everybody!
It's growing on me.
Right, I'm telling you, it's bomb. This song is so bomb. So, hello everyone. Welcome to AFTERBUZZ, the after show for Star. I am Raquel Harris, and these are my two lovely hosts.
Hey, everyone, I'm Ivanna. You can follow me on Twitter at Ivanna Williams.
And I'm Jill Munroe. You can find me everywhere at Stiletto Jill. Hit me up, say hi.
And of course, you can find me on all social media at Raquel Harris TV. And sadly, we do not have our fourth host, Sheldon. We miss you. We love you. We will see you next week. Of course, right? Exactly. So we open up this show. The foster dad, as I said in the intro, is back.
Otis is back.
Otis is back with a vengeance.
Like Jeepers Creepers, Freddy Krueger, something.
Figured out his name. When we figured out it was Otis, we're like, he looks exactly like an Otis.
Right.
Shout out to Darius McQuarrie, Eddie Winslow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Played the creep in perfect fashion.
He really did, because I'm just like, okay, so you're really serious about getting your daughter back. Like, this is like a real task for you. And then, and like I just said, you have kids, right?
Yeah.
No?
You have a wife and kids, but you have so much time on your hands.
But remember what Simone said initially, that she felt that the wife kind of was okay with it because he left her alone when he was messing with her. So
the longer he's gone, the better.
True.
Yeah.
Which we kind of open up with that. So in the first scene, we see that the foster dad, Otis, is trying to get a job at Carlotta's shop. Which
Crazy.
is right, just so
crazy,
How does he even know how to cut hair?
deranged,
Is it so he
stalker.
cuts hair too now?
right. And then she asked him, like, you know, he's like, I'm everything that you're missing. Okay, so you hitting on Carlotta, you hitting on Star, you hitting on, well, we'll get to Star's situation later, but you're hitting on everybody. And so Simone feels like she hears Otis downstairs, and she wakes up Star like, okay, I'm freaking out because he's downstairs, and Star's like, no, he's not. You're just
Like,
imagining.
I don't have time to be playing with you right now.
Right. You're just imagining things.
Yeah.
And Simone's like, you know, and obviously she probably doesn't believe her because she already has like these night terrors and stuff like that. So it kind of messes it up for her. But
And
Simone,
she smokes a lot, so, you know.
know,
OD.
but-
So there's a lot of things that are, you know, could be clouding her perception, perhaps.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, but.
Right. That's what she thought. But you're right.
right, exactly. So, and then Star ends up going downstairs and sees nobody there. Oh, so she ends up being like, you know, the guy that caught, you know, was it Cries Wolf?
Yeah, boy that cries wolf.
Right, the boy, and it's like, and it sucks. I'm like, no, Simone, like you had your moment, but I know that's terrible, but
They're real quick.
yeah, but Carlotta low key like caught on though. She was like, okay, I don't know if this is something like I feel something like a weird eerie feeling from him.
Right, yeah, the intuition.
Yeah, but then it's like obviously because Carla, you've been there, done that.
Carlotta's from the street. She, you know, she knows a hustle. She knows a con when she sees one. So
right, exactly. And so then we skip to Alexandra and her boo, Derek. I know, and then we get introduced
In unison.
I missed it. Derek, right? Like the
all
modulator.
dreamy, heart.
Right, and then we get introduced to a new character, which I hope she kind of comes into the next few episodes, which is the neighbor. And I don't think we caught her name, but she was kind of like all in Derek's business and trying to figure
is.
Right, but I love her though. She was an older lady across the way, and she pretty much was like, can you have Miss Bruce give me a
Wasn't
blunt?
she in Antoine Fisher and Meet the Browns? I think.
Was she?
I think so. We'll check on that.
Okay.
Right. I'm like, whoa. Okay.
think
P
so.
gang.
I know.
Right. And then Alexandra explains to Derek that they have this hair show that they want to do, that Miss Bruce and the crew always loses every single year.
Yes.
So we're hoping that this year will be different, which we'll find out how that outcome is later
And they're
on.
performing, so they're bringing another different element to it. So.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's
Which-
like, oh, okay, so you're finally gonna let me hear you sing. I'm like, okay.
Right, exactly,
Yes.
exactly. So hopefully we'll find out if Miss Bruce and crew wins.
Yes.
So the runaway girl is back.
Yeah, man, we need a name for her, because I don't want to. I'm just gonna call her like Mystery Woman for now.
Mystery-
'cause we don't have a name.
And it's like she likes him.
Kind of, yeah.
Does she like him, or is she trying to survive?
We don't know.
I think it's both. She's
Well-
definitely trying to survive. I think towards the end, I'll get to that too, because we'd had a conversation about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because
Yeah.
in my mind, I think, which is so weird to me, because it's like, how do you get in these situations? I mean, and like if you're kidnapped, that's one thing. But like if you
But we don't know what she has to return to. What if she has a situation like Simone? We don't know. You know where she started out from. She might not have a means to an end to get back to where she came from, or it might be equally as horrible.
Right, and we found out though. She explained to Jahil that she jumped in his car while he was on the phone.
Because we were like, okay, how'd she get there?
Right, because if you didn't know,
she
last
just
week,
popped up, just sat up.
Right. Last week we were trying to figure out like, so how did you?
A lot of creep life moves in this episode.
There is. A lot.
This is
Code of silence.
So much sneakiness. I'm like, oh my.
Right, and in my mind I'm thinking too, but she said that she felt, because he asked her like, why me? Like why do you think I'm just this great guy?
Because you let her go.
But then she says that she felt like he was a good guy.
Yeah.
So I mean, do you think Jahil is a good guy, or do you think that he just kind of is a situational type of person?
On the surface level, he does seem like a good guy. I mean, and you know, further on into the episode, we see that he, you know, if they need him, he comes. So
he's a good guy, but he's always involved in some BS, which ultimately means you're going to be involved in some BS.
Yeah.
And
he's the dude with package. That's the dude that you don't date.
Yeah.
You know?
That extra baggage.
But he's very caring and nurturing, because we see that he had cooked for her and everything, and they were like smoking cigarettes across the way, and he'd given her some clothes because she was like, thank you for the clothes. So I'm like, well, shoot.
But see,
he's very nurturing.
True. And in my mind, it's like also too, like, he's just around a lot of women all the time. So it makes me kind of, I wonder what his backstory is. He's always coming to save women.
You're
we'll
right.
Find out.
Yeah.
You know, maybe.
He really is. Like, it's like, okay, so, and you're just centered, like, the entire show, he's been centered around women. So it's like,
so true.
Yeah, so I'm just like, what, you know, I mean, other than, and Maggie.
That might also be why he's so nurturing with women.
Yeah.
Maybe
so
he grew up in a situation where he saw women, you know, being taken advantage of, or something like that.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure we'll get to it.
Right, exactly. And then later in their conversation, though, she says that she moved here to have a new life, and she no longer wants to live like a crazy, obviously like a kidnapped life.
That life is bad.
Obvious, right, right. Everything terrible. So he ends up giving her a new ID.
Yeah, he opens up that safe and everything. I was like, oh, what is it? He just has IDs ready.
Hustler.
And she's like, what's this?
Because he's about that life. If he's about the street life, you have, you know, he might have been the person you go to, the answer guy. You know, you need somebody to take somebody out. You need a new identity. You need credit.
For real. You need a fake ID.
Package, whatever you need.
But it's so deep, though. It just gets deep. But in the drawer. But there was nothing else in the drawer, though.
Yeah.
Just IDs.
Like, could have been a scam.
She's like, what's this? And he's like, it's your new life. I'm like, dang.
Can I know you?
I know.
Because I'm like,
I mean, he didn't say there was a paycheck with that new life. He just gave her an opportunity to start. So, you know.
That's dope. Hey.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so we figure out that Jahil's pretty much just trying to, I mean, I guess he's just trying to accommodate people as he goes, but I feel like he makes more of a mess for himself, though.
Truly.
Like, I mean, I don't know about you, but, like, I'm very, very wary of, like, who I invite into my life. And I feel like Jahil already has so much going on.
Yeah.
That it's like, you can't be...
He definitely piles on more stuff on himself.
Right.
He's one of those kind of people,
Right. Exactly. And so then, again, Jahil comes in saving people because he says, okay, well, he goes to the girls while they're performing and he's like, look, we have this show that we can do that's a bigger show, and I forget what show that it was, but they end up using the hair show later on as a way to kind of like a tryout for this bigger show that they need to do.
Yeah.
And he pretty much explains to them, like, okay, we need to, like, record this and everything like that, so how do you think that it's going to turn out? Because we don't know how that ended up later on.
I don't know.
Well, we saw... kind of jumping ahead, that in the previews for next week that there's definitely something popping performance-wise and with entering something, so I'm going to say it turned out well.
Yeah.
And
Right.
It's Jahil, so he's going to find a way.
Right.
He got scams.
Exactly.
Scheme, plot, you know. I mean, Star and Hunter, they're friendly, so, you know, maybe he funded something.
That's literally the next topic, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
but when they were practicing, though, and warming up for the show.
the Foster Dad?
Yeah, he's just creeping in the window like...
Michael Myers.
He's so
For
weird.
real.
Yeah. He's so...
That's all they needed was that creepy music.
No, really. And it's just, but my thing is,
he was like behind a tree or a bush or something. Just
in the woods, just in the woods. Like, I have nothing else to do. I have no kids.
Oh, no,
no
girl.
Always gonna be my baby girl.
Yeah.
Creep show.
Oh my God.
I'm
I
just
feel like I
like-
need a shower just hearing him say that. I feel so dirty.
But in my mind too, it's just like what is your schedule like, honey?
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning like, okay, I know when her performance is. I know when she's rehearsing. I know what, like, pretty much.
I mean, he could have been stalking social media. We don't know what ends he's going to. Clearly, he wanted her back.
Simone better be off social media if she's trying to make sure that she don't have to go back to.
But how? They're trying to be a
how
group.
do you? You got to keep your
You
name
know,
out
I
there.
mean,
Ooh, what a catch.
Yeah.
When you, like when you need to stay hidden, but you can't.
But
like,
you,
ooh.
yeah, and that's just.
That's hard.
I mean, don't put your GPS on.
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how you.
Oh, I think what we had predicted before, like maybe she has that Find My iPhone feature on or something, and he's able to find her or something, like find her
do
by her
cricket
phone.
phones have that?
Oh.
I'm just saying, not like that. I'm just saying, you know, my point in
maybe.
saying that is that you get a burner phone. That's all I'm saying. If you
Right.
had your other phone, you got to find someone, use
She
your
do.
tips and
She do need a
get
burner phone.
a burner phone.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Okay.
we don't know what's
Dang,
going
you
on.
got schemes too. Uh-oh.
You know, I'm just resourceful.
With your velvet green.
With
Is that
my
the word?
velvet.
I know.
What is this, velvet?
With your,
Yeah.
with your pimp. Your
Yes.
Oh, Lord, we need to watch out for Jill
Right,
too.
right. On season 2.
I watch a lot of TV.
Oh, okay.
No, absolutely. And right, we're all TV heads here.
Yeah.
So as you had said, Star. The next scene is Star's boot up with Hunter.
Back from
always
commercial break, I was like, oh.
immediately, immediately, and that's I feel like Lee Daniels loves like opening scenes like that, like
For
where it's like
real.
a very intimate, like romantic. I'm like, oh,
And it's
okay.
just a shocker. We were like, oh, dang, I wasn't ready. Okay.
Right, and then you said, okay, last week we were like, well, does Star like white boy? Do we think Star likes white boys?
I think that
Clearly.
Hunter is a means to an end. I don't think that Star necessarily likes him. Could something develop? Possibly, but at this moment, she knows that that's something that she needs in her back pocket. That's an ATM.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if he's infatuated, baby, baby, we gotta. Ooh, don't
Yeah.
you wanna?
True.
You know what I'm saying?
He's like, oh, don't
So,
worry, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that she. I mean, I don't
think Star's not looking for romance right now. That's like
No,
the last
no.
thing
Very
on her
obvious.
mind. She's trying to make this group happen.
But do you think Hunter really thinks that something's going to come from that? I don't get that vibe from Hunter either. That he's
I think he
really.
does. I think
Okay.
he's in love with her.
I think that because she's different, you know.
Then yes, it's like the opposite of Alexandra and Derek. Like he's had that rich, extravagant life, and now he's seeing a girl that's like, I really don't care about anything that you have going on, and he probably likes to feel like he's being used, which is so weird, guys. Don't. That's
I mean,
weird.
too, she's different because the way she handles him is differently. She's not like catering to his ego.
She's not the
Right.
typical. She's not the
Ways,
typical
yeah.
woman that he would like encounter. You know, at certain
Exactly.
parties, and
especially a
things.
white girl.
So he's
Yeah.
intrigued.
Right, exactly.
intrigued.
Absolutely. She's
I
like,
mean,
And he
help
want to know what that mouth
yourself.
do.
Oh my.
Right. Well,
actually,
she found out.
yeah.
Right, she found out. Because I was like, and then she said, "Go ahead."
Yeah,
like have at it.
have at it. Help yourself. I was like, oh, okay.
She wasn't even phased. Like, ooh, she was just like, go do
But
what you
everybody, be safe. Safe sex is key. That is nasty. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean, if you don't-
sorry.
okay.
Like, you don't know where
PSA
Hunter
moment.
is just because
Yeah.
he has all that money. Right.
a
PSA
teaching
moment.
moment.
That's nasty.
do. Bling, the more you know.
You don't just, okay, you just gonna, oh, yeah.
I had a feeling that was gonna happen because I'm like, okay, he's asking for her. Well, he said, "Can I see your headscarf?" I'm like, "What is this? 50 Shades of Grey?" And then he ties his hair up, and I'm like, I know exactly what's about to happen. I know what's gonna happen.
But,
Help yourself.
right.
Oh, my.
And I'm just like, okay.
Shout out to Star for rocking her scarf.
Shout out to Star for just
Protect
everything
it.
that
Yeah.
she does. She
Yeah.
just does not.
Protect the do, boo.
Okay,
Yeah.
and just opened her legs and was just, there it goes.
Yeah.
But so we jump into Jahil and the runaway woman again, and she says that someone had came to the door and was yelling his name.
Yeah. She looked very shaken up though. She was definitely frightened. Was she hiding somewhere around the corner? Because it looked like.
She came out of nowhere though. It like opened up
Because it
with her
took him a
running.
couple times to say something for her to come around the corner. So I didn't know if she was like hiding or waiting.
I don't know.
until it
Maybe
was
she was
safe.
maybe she was waiting on him just to
Okay,
get home.
yeah, I thought so.
I mean, because if someone was yelling out for him or something like that, I know she's probably shook because she knows whatever situation she escaped, whatever went on in the back of that van that she knew. You know, somebody
She knows
is
too
going
much, and she knows that she knows too much.
Somebody's going to
Right.
be. You're part of the cargo.
Yeah.
You just disappeared. You know, the police came. There's this. he knew that they were going to be wondering, like, okay, something's funny. And it's a lot of money missing, and it's from a prominent businessman. So, once again, people are going to have questions.
And I think, when we'll get into it later, I think she regrets he's not as great as you think he is. Well, I mean, he's great, but he has a lot of, like you said, baggage. And I don't think she's ready to jump from her baggage to the next baggage. Yeah. And it's like, but see, at the same time, I kind of feel like she might, you know, kind of probably pull back and end up being like a Bonnie and Clyde situation.
Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, is she ride or die? Is she like
I think she's going to be a headache. Right. I think she's going to be a problem.
Really?
She's gonna be,
yeah. Because she's unaccounted for, and she's gonna get in the mix. That's somebody else he has to look out for, protect, worry about them getting to. She is a trail back to the other stuff that happened.
Right.
Potential setup for a problem.
Well, I mean, he ends the scene saying that we're gonna dip out and we're pretty much gonna get out of here. Like, you're not gonna be. He reassures her, like, you won't have anything to do with this at all, like, whatsoever. Yeah. So we jump into the next scene, and we're at the performance at the hair show. Yeah. And Hunter says that he's there. Well, Jahil says, like, oh, okay, what's going on? Like, what's your purpose here? And he was like, oh, I'm just, being the boyfriend.
Right, and we're like, boyfriend?
Booed up. He is intrigued, infatuated. He's so open.
I'm just very, like...
The power of the word no. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, because I'm all here for it. And I'm actually kind of...
They didn't establish anything. That felt so high school to me too, and it's just like, y'all. After one time, y'all aren't boyfriend and girlfriend.
But it's probably because the situation is unfolding different than what he's used to. Usually, the girls are probably pursuing him, calling him. So when are we going? These things like that. And Star is just like, whatever, moving on. So it's a challenge.
We talk or whatever.
But in my mind, still, I don't care. Like. Boyfriend? Who's boyfriend? What is that?
Yeah. I mean, but that might be manipulation on his part too to get more of what he wants. You never know. Everybody has an agenda here. So
and then she's gonna probably end up being like I feel like he's gonna see her with another guy, and then that's gonna be a whole nother issue.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh, of course.
Oh, he's definitely gonna get in his feelings
possessive.
About something.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Possessive. Really? I associate he just seems like he's a punk, but at the same time. I'm like,
all
he could
the more
be
reason why he could be getting possessive because his feelings are in it now. You know, he's managed to play and manipulate, and if Star has touched his special soft spot.
True, right.
And then
I'm not talking about anything physical. I mean, it's hard. Inside is hard.
Right.
Inside is hard. That's what I'm saying.
You never know. Lee Daniels, I feel like he's kind of making Star be with a white guy. I do feel like that, because I feel like there would probably be more of a backlash. Because I mean, you already know what Lee Daniels has said about his purpose in casting Star as the lead. Yeah. And I feel like he's making it kind of more normal for Star to be with a white guy. Not normal, because anybody can love who they want to love.
Regular.
But right. We'll get into interracial things later on. But yes, I think that he's trying to kind of balance that comment out with his casting and who he puts her with. So, but. I kind of don't like Hunter because I don't like his little comment that he made to the runaway girl who is Hispanic.
He was like, hola. That.
I was like, see, and immediately I was like, now I don't like you.
Yeah, I know.
I don't like you anymore.
It was just so stereotypical, and I was like, oh, God. But I think you did catch on to whenever Hayel was like, like, don't flirt with her or something, like, be good or whatever. And I was like, why do you feel the need to say that to her?
Because he knows he's a professional athlete, and he is, 22 years old? He's in those streets. Yeah. Period.
True. Yeah.
And if he gets bored, off to the next.
And I think he just is more so like Star. You don't want to mess with Star. Yeah. Like Star is just not. I don't think anybody. Well, Star is just. I think she's just she's such an independent spirit that she really, I think her emotion, and I feel like we'll probably get into her backstory later on too, like more in depth. I feel like she's kind of like Simone in the sense of, but Simone is kind of dealing with her trauma in a different way. Whereas Simone is like, oh my God, I'm just everywhere and I can't control it. And Star's been hurt so bad that she's just become rock hard.
Yeah, she has a lot of walls up.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and it sucks because, I mean, but then again, the older sister typically kind of has to take on that role of being like the powerhouse and saying like, no, look, Are you together? Are you together?
Star is definitely a bulldozer. She just like ruins everything in her path, and just doesn't really think twice.
Yeah, and she probably feels like, look, well, these men use us for whatever. I'm gonna use you for
Might
whatever.
as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Jocelyn Hernandez. Oh no, not Jocelyn. Cardi B. That was a,
Yeah.
that was a quote from Cardi B. I'm like, hey, Cardi B.
It's very evident.
Right. So we go on and we find out Alexandra has a very close relationship with Gladys Knight.
Yes, everyone was surprised by Gladys Knight in the makeup
Really?
room. Yeah.
Oh, right,
When she
right.
walked in, she was so, and everybody's like, oh my God, Gladys Knight. So that was
Right.
dope.
I know. And then I'm like,
Legendary.
right. And I'm just like, Alexandra is related to everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Well, I mean, you have to think if her father is rock star royalty, then she's grown up around these people.
Yeah.
We saw that her parents took her to these parties. So, of
Right.
course, you know, I mean, look at royalty and Chris Brown. Everybody's like, Auntie, she's at, you know, the little
True.
parties. They're also, I'm sure, something similar happened when Alex was growing up. And
Yeah.
so she was around a lot. And
Right.
people have watched her grow up. And
Right.
And and Alex
got
was
her
like, I
back.
don't think you know who I am. And she was like, oh, you're, what's his name's daughter?
Right,
She was
right.
like, oh, yes, I am.
Right. And she compliments her saying like, no, you're brilliant. You're amazing. And I love that too because Auntie Gladys.
I know.
She just is such an auntie. Like, it's like, oh,
It is,
we
yeah,
just
she
love
is,
you. You're so
definitely
cute.
is.
And
I
then
know.
Star ends up asking Gladys for a favor, which is to perform her song, which I was confused too. So did they already had a song that they wanted to play, right?
I think they just sampled some of
They
it.
just threw, oh, okay. They sampled some of her songs?
They sampled some of Gladys Knight's song.
Yeah, okay. Because, and well, they had, and then we get to see Tiny, another cameo. She was the host of the hair show. We was talking about her accent. We love Southern accents, but it's just so funny because the O and the U get.
She called her an icon.
Icon. Hey, and I'm here for. I love Southern accents. So like,
I know, I'm from the South, so I can't really talk.
Right,
but
no, you got
a code switch, sorry.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I'm from LA, so.
I'm from the Midwest. So,
Yeah.
you know, hey, we all have different, you know, diverse and
Unfortunately,
unique.
yeah.
Wait, what?
No, I'm saying unfortunately you have to code switch sometimes. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
yeah.
right. Because I know, like, when we all get to, it just kind of naturally flows. I mean, you probably catch mine every now and again. I really don't care. I really, if it comes out, then it comes out. Like, I know, like, for instance, like, if I say shower, it's not shower. It's just shower.
Shower,
Just shower.
shower.
Sure, I don't even know how to
Like, if I say, like, I'll be there in an hour or two. In an hour or two. Yeah, but it naturally just flows.
Yeah.
That I don't even pick it up, and
It
so
does.
people will be like, "Oh, well, you sound so country. Where are you from?" And I'm like, "No, I'm from the Midwest." Actually, I'm from the Midwest, but right.
like, actually.
So they end up performing, and Miss Bruce is doing his thing while they're all, you know,
Yeah.
getting it together, and then
Yeah,
Derek
cutting and
shows.
styling.
Right, I know. And then Derek shows up. He's
yeah.
you was talking about I hope he doesn't not go to the, because she asked him what was he doing, but he was going to work the entire day. And she was like, well, you know, what else are you doing? So he ends up making it to the performance.
He does. He's like right there,
But-
right as they start.
Right. And it's like, Alex, but don't let your man lose his job, okay?
I know. I was like,
Okay.
you told him last minute. Did she really want him to like not like skip out of work that day or something? Yeah, she did.
Really?
She did.
I mean-
but I mean,
You
because
just met
it's
me.
important. No, they bonded. Remember, mother dying and all this
mean-
time and connection, and now he knows the truth. So they're growing closer. So it's time for him to make a sacrifice for her by leaving work early, I guess.
oh my God, I can't.
That's cute, though. No, I mean,
You know, that's what you do in young love. Sometimes you know.
It's so high school. Like, okay, well, but I'm performing.
But they're, hello, aren't they just barely out of high school?
no, they are. That's what I'm
So,
saying. That's
yeah.
definitely expected too.
and just beat to the gods, though.
Yeah.
Every single episode.
Yeah, and he also got to meet Gladys too, so that was a cool surprise for him.
Right.
And I was like, oh,
Right, P. Diddy's
everybody beating her.
Right,
Yeah.
right, exactly. So Creep Freak is back again in the audience. I'm just, it's so, and he's so cool, calm, and collected though. Like I would think if I was after
Most crazy people are.
True. And they say you walk past about 5 sociopaths a day.
Really?
Keep that. No, literally, you.
I'm kidding. I'm not. I am.
Okay.
So he's keeping up with her life,
Yeah.
right? My thing is too. I don't know. I just feel like I mean I don't know what it's like to be a psychopath, but in my mind I would think you're not afraid at all.
Well, that's why they're psychopaths.
No.
Because they don't have those kind of triggers and those barriers.
logic
Yeah.
and- yeah.
They think an entirely different way.
Yeah, and they do. I mean, and it was just. It's like as soon as, you know, they had the standing ovation and Star's like enjoying everything, and she peeps him out there in the crowd, and it's just like everything, you can see on her face that everything, it comes together. And it's like, okay, so,
and it's so
Simone
sad.
was not just like hallucinating or anything. He's really here, and he's really stalking them.
Yeah, and it's so sad, and I feel so bad for, like, Simone. It's like it just won't stop. It just will not stop for her. Like, it's, and, I'm so sorry.
It's not something a 16-year-old should ever have to go through.
No,
Anybody, and
which
that's
is
also what Carlotta
Yeah.
says too.
You've gone through so. What did you say? She's gone through
You've
so
gone
much.
through
in
so
life.
much as 16-year-old that people don't go through in their whole lifetime.
And you know, the sad thing about this though is that there are young ladies that, and you know, young men too, that have gone through something similar or something like that. So I think in that aspect, you know, it's important to talk about it and bring it out to, you know that you can go to someone for help.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
An adult that you can trust.
Yeah.
To reach out to.
Exactly. And the Star, I mean, I guess is that for Simone. I mean, Carlotta
Carlotta.
too.
I mean,
Cotton.
Star handles it, but
Cotton,
you know,
boy, Cotton is something
Cotton is
else.
becoming my favorite.
I know.
Cotton, and then you said you're starting to not really like Star that much.
Some things.
A lot of people were saying that in the comments. They're like, every week
People
Star
were saying
gets
a lot
worse.
in the comments.
We'll get to that later.
Right. We will get to
We'll
that.
let Jill open up that one.
Yeah. Right, you know, only because you put us on.
Because you told us.
Only because you. I mean, let me know because this is
come back
news
to that.
to me. We won't say your name, but
Yeah.
we will address you
I'm
comfortably
gonna say his name.
and assertively. But so we go to a scene where they're finished performing, and they win.
Yeah.
They win, and Otis approaches Star forcibly and pretty much says, like, I'm not leaving without Simone.
Well, before that, Star was on the phone in the bathroom, and we heard her saying something to somebody.
Yes.
I need your help. And that's as soon as Otis walks into the women's restroom, and we're like, well, shoot, is she gonna get that help? I mean, dang, yeah.
Who's
Right.
she calling?
Yeah.
Right.
And so they had that little scuffle, or whatever it was.
And it's so, and then he says, like, oh, well, don't worry, you can be added into the mix. And I'm just like, what? Like, but why a little girl?
That's
a little
so
girl.
gross.
It's
That's
a
so
little
gross.
girl. Like, and you just, hey, whatever. That's my flavor. So
and then we cut to and we see that she was on the phone with Cotton, who is a G.
Okay. And she grabs them shears.
Yeah, she's like, Star, I can't hear you. And she turns around. It's like the slow motion and everything. I was like, okay.
Right, because Cotton's not playing. Cotton's like, look. And on top of that, like, Star was there for Cotton. So Cotton's coming back and is like, nope, I got you. And I love their little girl power, like, group.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
It's
I love that
awesome.
dynamic.
Yeah, it really, really
great.
is. Because I'm just like, and like we said, I want a crew just like Star. Because they all are just like, all right, I'm there.
Yeah,
Like, whatever.
I got you.
About that life.
Yeah, where I gotta
Right.
be. Who is
Okay.
it?
Where are they at?
Yeah.
Where are they at? Who, what, when, and where?
Give me the address.
So right, and so Cotton drops. Well, she doesn't drop the phone, but she pretty much kind of goes up there, and then Otis explains to Star, like, well, if you tell on me, you're going down too.
Right.
Regardless if I'm going to jail, you're going to jail too, and Star's going to be or not Star, but Simone's going to be wrapped back up into
The
foster
system.
care.
System, yeah.
And honestly, though, in my moment, I was just thinking, please, can somebody just kill him? The entire
kill him
time
right
we were
now.
watching, kill him. Just somebody kill him. Like, just
Immediately.
forget. Right now. Like, do it right now. Because in my mind, I'm just like, this is, me personally. I mean, well, hopefully he doesn't come back next episode. But that would be
he
a
was kind of
twist.
buried this time, so. Yeah.
Well, did we see?
We did.
Yeah, we
saw him
did.
in the
Yes,
plastic
yeah.
bag.
We
He
did.
folded
Oh,
him
but
at
up
first,
and rolled him
but
into
you
the
zombie.
ditch.
Yeah, but you were still like, I don't think he's dead yet. I'm
I
like,
didn't.
He's
Because I'm like,
dead.
watch him come up out the ground.
No.
Watch him come up.
No.
I'm telling you.
We're not crossing zombies into this next two. He's a wrap.
The walking star. The walking star is here. And then so he leaves out, and then Carlotta comes into the room and is like, what's going on? What?
Yeah.
And then she says, who, right?
Girl, I'm
then-
traumatized.
Right. And Carlotta's like, who is this man? He came into the shop earlier.
Well, and then she just spills the beans and she lets it all out, which finally she let that out because she hadn't really talked about that with anyone.
No. And I guess, well, it was
Wait,
more...
did Alex know?
Star knew. Alex overheard something
Right.
when she was talking to Carlotta. Remember when she's opened up to Carlotta? Yeah. We know Star knew because she saw it with her own eyes.
Yeah, well, of course.
But
I'm
she's
saying.
gonna like so.
Yeah.
But Alex and Simone never had a conversation about it that I'm aware of.
Probably not. I guess not.
But she overheard, so she knew what was going on.
But thank God. And so she was like, we can't call the police because then I go to jail and then we're going to lose Simone. So.
Right. And Carlotta's like, oh, okay.
They got, all right, cool.
Once again.
They got to handle this like, in the underground, basically.
Right.
There are different rules to the game.
Right.
We got this.
Exactly. And as I said, everybody is strapped and ready to go.
They are.
Ready to
Getting
go.
a weapon was no problem. What you need? You need guns. You need a shank.
I got shears.
Right.
I got shears.
I can make anything. I got
Scissors.
this pen.
I got glue sticks. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Tell
I'm
me.
here. No, and hey, I'm with it too because you need to make like some type of like weapon or something.
Yeah.
Because I mean, honestly, that's probably if I was in that moment and you're just in that state of shock, like I don't know what I'm about to do.
Yeah.
You probably grab
You
anything.
making something.
Something that's sharp that
Yeah.
can penetrate the soft, fleshy parts. Once again.
5 sociopaths. 5 sociopaths.
No, that's anything in any
much.
self-defense class, you know.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
as a woman, you take a self-defense class, you take
right.
something sharp to
I do.
here,
I'm just-
eyes, those areas. It's a crazy world out there. You got to be prepared.
We learned something new about
It's
her.
okay.
No.
No, right. Low key, you was casted and we didn't even know it, and it's okay. It's okay. I trust you.
Shoot.
We all gotta be strapped. You have, I mean,
We do.
women should be. No matter where you
Exactly.
are, because you never know what's gonna happen nowadays.
Yeah.
It's just It's really
Fools
too
in
much.
the world.
But yes, so I don't think that we saw it, but Simone, I don't know if we saw her catch the gun or whenever she grabbed the gun or not.
No,
but
we didn't. So so then after that, what
it
happened?
jumps to
Carlotta tells Jael.
Carlotta does she? No, I don't think she told Jael that at that moment. Simone, it just jumps to Simone being in the parking lot with Otis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Simone catches Otis in the parking lot, and she pretty much says, "I'm tired of your shit, and I'm not doing this anymore." And he says, "Oh, I missed you. Where have you been?"
You're always mine, daddy's
You're always-
girl.
yeah.
All the creepy stuff, just all the.
And you can kind of tell that, like, I guess I just try to figure out like how men like this, why they feel so comfortable saying it, or how that's probably how he talks to her. Yeah, that's probably how he talks to her, how he consoles her, and how he brings her back to his world.
Yeah, definitely.
But in my mind too, I'm like, Simone, just shoot him.
Yeah, please.
God.
But then who's gonna pick it up? She doesn't want to go to jail either. I mean, she's 15, 16 years old, so
Yeah,
you know.
but still, shoot him.
Yeah.
You've gone this far. It's like
I
shoot
thought she
him.
was because the way that like the camera had focused in on the gun and she was blurry in the back, and I'm like, okay, we're focusing on the gun, so at any moment she's gonna just pull the trigger. But then it cuts to something else. I'm like,
And I mean, because I'm
so it quickly cuts to Star, and she's like walking out the elevator,
right?
And
With her knife. With her knife.
that's why I thought I was like, I don't think she's gonna do it herself because Carlotta did tell Jael, because that's whenever we saw him lift up his pocket and we saw that gun in the back. I think you were writing at that moment,
Okay.
so I was like, that's how he found out.
I saw
to be a part of
Jael.
it.
I saw. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
so we see that he had that gun in his pocket. So I thought that as soon as, like, before she pulls the trigger, then that's whenever he was gonna pop out. But anyway, she's walking around. She has like a box cutter or something. I'm like, I don't know if this is enough.
Right. And then she finds out like he's dead.
Yeah,
Pretty
she
much.
walks to
In
some
a car.
Was that his
Right.
car or whose car was
We
that?
don't know. In a car with some type of wound. We don't know if it's a stab wound.
He had a
gunshot
hole in
wound,
his
but-
chest. I'm gonna say when he was shot. He was just shot one time in the chest.
Yeah, in the same spot though that she stabbed him. I'm like,
Right, just reopening that wound
No,
again.
really. I'm like, dang. And then my thing is, how you keep getting caught up? You following everybody?
Okay, so here's my question. Windshield wasn't broken. He was sitting in the car. Didn't see a blood trail. I don't know. It's just a lot going on. Like, how
Yeah.
did you get in the car?
That's what I'm saying. It's two people that are in this because there's no way.
Simone could not have carried him to the car.
Exactly.
He's
That's
too
what we're
heavy.
saying. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
So
and
that
then,
wouldn't happen.
Right. And then we find out that Carlotta took care of the Otis situation, which was Jael, like you mentioned. And then we kind of go back and forth because we don't know if it's Jael, we don't know if it's Simone, we don't know if it's Carlotta,
Yeah.
we don't know if it's...
We still don't know.
I think it was Alexandra. I really do. I think,
Oh,
or
yeah,
at least
that's right.
Alexandra, because where did Derek go? Derek just disappeared out of nowhere.
So you Derek is committing
I
murder
kinda
for something that really don't even have to do with Alexandria?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. But when she got off the elevator and she did that sigh, like a look, I know
Go handle this
exactly.
business.
You never know.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, like that would be the twist. Of
I would
the
guess
century.
that, but she likes him so much. I would guess that maybe she like called somebody else because she got goons
That's-
as well.
that's what I'm saying.
Instead of bringing Derek into it.
Does Alex
Right.
have goons?
Yeah, I'm sure she
Probably with her
has
dad.
connections with connections.
She doesn't have goons. We'll see. We'll see.
Right.
Though. I don't think Alex.
Well,
has goons.
and then fast forwarding, we see Carlotta finds Simone and she's crying, and she has we find out who has her gun, which is Simone, but she obviously didn't do it. And Star consoles her, saying like, "Look, that part of your life is over. You don't have to worry about that anymore. It's you like just
you don't have to worry. What she said, you don't have to worry about the way that he smells and all those things.
Nothing at all.
Like,
focus on you.
Yes.
Don't. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, she's such a like. As much as we don't like her, we love her at the same time.
No, yeah.
Because she's
Love
such a
to hate.
good. Yeah, she's an
young,
amazing big sister.
you know?
Yes, she is. She's an amazing big sister. So fast forwarding, because we are running out of time in just a little bit, but we see Jahil's burying Otis.
Yeah.
Finally, thank you.
Yeah.
Hope you are gone. Thank you, Jesus.
But then it cuts to the car, and
he's
the
not
runaway
alone.
girl.
The mystery woman is in the car. I'm like, this woman knows too much.
Looking weird and looking sketchy, and I'm like,
He's like, now we both have secrets. I'm like, yeah, y'all do.
You comfortable? Okay. Like,
Yeah,
and it's
you're
like,
right.
Is that
Too
how this
comfortable.
works?
Yeah, I guess.
What?
it
Is this how
does.
this works? Right. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, okay, but in my mind too, it's like, girl, shut your mouth, because I just got you out of your situation. So
Yeah.
don't do
I guess
it.
so. She
Right.
should know better.
Right. So, and you said, what did he say? He was like, we
Now
both
we
got
both
secrets.
have secrets.
Right. So the closing scene is Jahil with the runaway again, and she approaches him with her towel only,
Right.
and then drops the towel, and but this was weird. He goes up to her and looks her up and down,
Analyzes.
bends down like kind of like creeps over and then says, "You ain't got to do that."
Yeah. But that's what the conversation we're having, though, like where some people feel as if in order to survive, they have to have sex or offer sex in some sort of way. And this is another relief for her. It's like, okay, I don't even have to offer my body, and I'm getting these things afforded to me, like clothes and food and shelter. So I understand where that came from. I'm glad he didn't take advantage.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He said, and again, he respects women.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just going into that too.
That nurturing.
And then we see the hitman from the previous episode on the phone with Maggie, explaining to Maggie that
Something's fishy.
Something's
wrong.
And he tells her like, okay, well, he's saying that the ball got dropped and someone didn't do what they needed to do.
But every other drop off was completed except for this
you.
one.
So what was and you were already weird about it. So and then the last scene is Simone didn't do it. Simone did, and she explains over and over again, no, I didn't do it.
She really didn't do it.
Predictions.
Oh, predictions. What are we gonna? Let me see.
There we go.
Here we are.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I think that, I'm gonna throw it out. Otis is not coming back. Probably not. Probably not.
Otis is gone.
I think that Alexandra and Derek had something to do with killing Otis. I know that's crazy. Whatever. Whatever.
Hey,
but
this show is crazy.
You're right.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Derek disappeared.
Who did it? Who
And
offed Otis?
And it was a short, brief moment with Alexandra in the elevator.
Hashtag who offed Otis.
Right.
Yeah.
Hashtag blue quick weave.
No,
I'm just kidding.
we're not doing that again.
I had told y'all.
That 27 piece.
Right. Not 27.
I think. Oh man, I don't know. I think that Jael probably came in and killed, and that's probably the second part that Simone's not saying. That maybe she saw him. I don't know. I don't think Alex really has it in her.
I don't think so either.
To kill.
I think that we find out next week.
Yeah, I think we will find out immediately next week because this show does move on very quickly. So.
Yeah, it does. It does. So we said we were going to address it, and we are. We see you comment creepers, and we have clapbacks for you comment creepers.
Just something light.
Exactly.
So, I go into the comments. That's why I tell you guys to make sure you leave a comment, leave a thumbs up for us, rate us 5 stars on iTunes. So I see what you guys are saying. So there was a guy, Mr. Rocho, who for some reason felt as if by our commentary last week, we all must have white boyfriends.
And by commentary,
we
were discussing pretty much the homosexual community and how
and the trans community.
Yes, I'm sorry, the LGBTQ
just our
community.
support for it.
Right, our support, and I'm never going to stop supporting them. So regardless of what you feel or what you think. And we were dubbed black women who date white men.
Which actually is really his bigger issue.
Yeah.
He said that he doesn't mind that part of it, the
LGBTQ.
There's a lot of
go.
letters.
Yeah, I'm like,
we love you.
but he has concerns. So I don't really know why. I don't know how he came to this conclusion. He didn't seem to know either.
That's so random.
But yeah.
And mind you,
There's no Hollywood agenda. We just support the LGBTQIA community, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that you just got to get with the times and show some support.
right. And how does that intertwine with dating white men? And and let's put that out there as well. There's nothing. If you want to date who you want to date. That
that's
has
totally
nothing.
fine.
Who we date has nothing to do with Star.
Yeah.
Actually,
It really does not.
Actually, and we love our brothers. I love our brothers, and more than what you actually know. There's some people who are on our panel who are married to black men. So. Yeah, you gotta have to clean that up a bit.
That
buddy.
comment was off and it was unnecessary. But,
Yeah.
Anyway,
see
sip
you.
tea.
Well, I don't have no water.
And comment again. That was weird.
Yeah.
But hey.
But for the rest of you who watch us and support us, we love you. Thank you so much.
Of course.
This is much more support than I really expected. It's been great.
Yeah, it has been great. Shout out to the
Truly.
brothers, the sisters,
Yeah.
the whiteys, the brownies, whoever.
Could you not?
The LGBTQ, everybody.
Community,
It's all
yes.
love. It's
Thank
all
you.
love.
Thank
So
you.
thank you guys so much for watching. And we will see you guys.
And I'm Jill Munroe. You can find me at Stiletto Jill. Make sure that you, again, comment, leave us 5 stars, thumbs up. Check us out next week.
And again, I'm Ivanna. You can find me on Twitter at Ivanna L. Williams.
My name is Raquel Harris, and you can find me on all social media at Raquel Harris TV. See you guys.
Thanks for watching.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.